Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants Art Dragon, and today we'll be doing the top 5 best mid laners for solo queue as a patch 5.12. Now I know all of you guys have been asking, has Runeglaive shifted the meta for the jungle? Well, yeah, kind of, but interestingly enough, it's actually better for one particular champion who's being played a lot in the middle right now. I'm not going to be giving the name of this champion because that would spoil it, but I can tell you from what I've seen is that he's extremely belligerent. I actually don't know what that means since I'm not good with big words, but with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so number 5 is going to be your boy Azir. And a new addition to this tier list is we're going to have some Runes and Masteries, so yeah, hopefully this helps out you guys. And like, he's still here because nothing has really changed to him. He has a lot of poke in lane, which is pretty annoying because you can just pop your W, give him an auto attack, and then Q, and then give him another auto attack for a lot of damage and poke. And of course he does have a relatively safe laning phase because he can do his WEQ and out. And he also has extremely high all-in potential because he can just WEQ onto you and then maybe shove you out with a wall. And to do all of this, he takes a lot of skill to use, so he is a very high skill cap champion. And he is also really good in the mid game and late game phase once he gets some ability power since he has really high AP scalings. He is also very hard to siege on since his soldiers can zone out enemies. And yeah, he's just a really good champion to play overall. Next up at number 4 is going to be Varus. So he's not as popular as I thought, and I mean he's still good in my opinion. But I do feel like there's probably better champions than him, especially for solo queue. And he also is an AD mid, so that means you need an AP top lane and an AP jungler. Well, I mean magic damage, tank jungler, or whatever. So that's the only problem. But anyways, hey, at least he still has some magic damage coming from his W and R, right? And I mean, once this guy gets around like 30 CDR or 40% CDR, you'll see his Q being spammed a lot. That's like his main ability, which makes him a really good mid. Because it's like a Jace EQ combo just on a lower cooldown, and it's kind of harder to, actually it's probably equally as hard to dodge as say Jace's EQ. And you know, not there being a lot of assassins, it's pretty easy for him to be a mid laner since he can't get sniped out by say like a LeBlanc or even Zed. You know, champions who aren't really good right now. And that's why it's fine for him to be in the mid lane. Next up at number 3 is going to be Viktor, and yeah, I said he was an honorable mention in the last tier list, but he's actually more popular than I thought, and I can see why he's so popular. It's because of that crazy insane instant burst he has. Oh, and I guess he has pretty good wave killer with his E, which is fine too. But yeah, he's just like pretty fast in teamfights because of his Q enhanced augment, where it gives him 30% more movement speed. So like he can easily chase and kite around these team fights, and since this is like tanks in this meta right now and not a lot of assassins, it means, you know, he won't be bursted out when going in and out. He has a shield that can come every few seconds, and yeah, just a lot of burst damage along with sustained damage because of his Q and R. And also, if he does fall behind, he's actually still pretty good because of his scaling by level. Like his Q scales by his level, and of course his Hextech thing core, whatever it's called, gives an ability power by his level. And like the other day I was playing Nidalee against Scar as Viktor, and he was like 1-4. He almost one-shot me, but I think he missed his R or something, and I was like 9-4. But then again, I had like 30 magic resist, so yeah, he's got really good base scaling. Next up at number 2 is gonna be Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is really good right now because, again, like I said in the last video, no assassins means he has an easier laning phase and doesn't die as much. And of course, you know, his incredible scaling by having that gold thing on his passive. So money, money, money in the bank because of his passive. And of course, he can roam to other lanes with his ultimate and snowball those lanes. I think people are going home guard Lucidity boots and just, you know, roaming around the map with his ultimate. Like, that's actually the first item after the Door Ring is Lucidity boots, and then just, yeah, it's very weird to see. But I mean, they do want to impact other laners, so I can see where it's coming from. Although recently I haven't had a Twisted Fate on other teams, so I can't have a perspective from what it's like to be dominated by this roaming TF. But I've been on his team, so I've seen him roam into other lanes and just get picks and free kills around the map. In my opinion, he is really strong right now, especially for solo queue. And yeah, just great champion to pick at the moment. And at number 1 is this godforsaken champion, Runeglaive Ezreal. Okay, so what's so good about this champion? Do you remember a buff that came a long time ago where they buffed his Q and gave it a 0.4 AP ratio? Yeah, well, now it's starting to show, especially with Runeglaive coming in. So what does Runeglaive give Ezreal? Well, it gives him the ability to wave clear a bit easier. It also helps him to do jungle camps if he wants to. And it also gives him mana sustain. Just, you know, Q the rates and he gets some mana. Anyways, let's just talk about why Runeglaive is so strong. Well, if you think about it, it only costs about 2,250 gold, and you know, even though it is a half-assed Lich Bane, it's still a Lich Bane, and it's much more cheaper, so why not get it, right? And besides, it also gives cooldown reduction. And they're actually buffing it next patch too. They're giving it 10 more AP and increasing the base damage of the Sheen proc by 25%, so it's 100% of your base AD. So honestly, I don't know what the fuck they're doing right now. I think they don't know about this Runeglaive Ezreal. But yeah, it's extremely annoying to play against because you can't catch him and he does a shit ton of damage. His AP skillings are incredible and his poke is incredibly annoying. Although it does have some flaws, like, you know, his laning phase isn't the best and it's going to take a while before he gets his Runeglaive, but at least the build path is smooth. And honestly, AP Ezreal with the Runeglaive is just so fucking cray cray. Next up, we're going to be doing some honorable mentions, and first up is going to be Ahri. So she's actually fallen out of flavor. Like, nothing's really happened to her, but I still feel like she's still good. I don't know why she's fallen out of flavor. I guess it's because of a bunch of tanks, but since nothing has really happened to her, she's still probably good. She still has her assassin potential, and like, I do see her from time to time, and I know she's still good, so yeah. Next up is going to be Annie, and you know, in solo queue, mobility boots, go to other lanes and smash people. I don't like when, what's that person's name? Anniebot does that. So yeah, it's pretty strong, and especially for turning around games where you get that 5-man Tibbers ultimate and kill the whole team. Next up is going to be Kog'Maw. Next up is going to be AP Kog'Maw. Basically, once Kog'Maw hits level 16, game's going to be over unless you can kill him. So if there's a bunch of tanks protecting him, well, good luck with that game, buddy. And then you have your notorious Vladimir mid with the Ghost and Flash. So it's good since I guess he has a lot of sustained damage in team fights and nothing to burst him out quickly. So he can just sustain all that honey and just, you know, get back into the team fight easily. Hey guys, so thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this video, maybe you'll enjoy top 5 best top laners for solo queue or top 10 best junglers for solo queue as of patch 5.12. Anyways, I am Pantstar Dragon and I'll see you guys next time.
When a rich nigga want you, and your nigga can't do nothing for you. Oh, these hoes ain't loyal. Whoa, these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Just got rich. Took a broke nigga